Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. You're having a nice weekend. I need to announce the launch of the new bot because we got this new fancy, sophisticated expert advisor that's trading automatic for us based on supply and demand. Okay, we've gone through many iterations. We tried all different things. So far, these zones that it creates have been proven to be quite powerful. Okay, so one, I want to talk about the logic and how it works, and two, I need to thank the original source code provider as well. That's awesome that he provided for free, and basically we just copied that his code and we put it into MetaTrader using the MQL language editor. So it sounds complicated, but it's not too bad. Simply you come to TradingView and then you find the indicator that you like, and then there's a curly braces that tells you the source code link. So we're interested in this particular one, and this is what we've used for years. We've used this for a long time, probably 5 years now, and we can see how for gold it works well, for example. And what we're interested in on the bot and what it does, it will know we've got a demand zone, so it will look for the retest, and then we'll look for a long. And now the thing is with the EA, we've got a wide stop to cater for this, for something like this, where we have a pump and we have a dump. So we have like a wide stop to cater for that, because what we need to do is have a retest. So that would have been perhaps a stop loss, but then we would have got in, and then away we go. Okay, so initial SL, but then we would make some nice profits on the way up. And then, we go sideways from a period of time, and then it will realize that, we've created a supply. So it's going to look to sell at the breakout, potentially a little bit of a fake out here, and potentially a stop loss, but then eventually it would have got it right, and we would have made some nice bucks on that. So it looks like we might be a bit sandwiched on gold, but remember, we're not looking at the 2 hour. We are currently looking at the 5 minute. So that's just what we're doing right now. We're just looking at the 5 minute. Reason for it is that we want to see how it works and make sure that it does work. If we're waiting on the hour or above, we could be waiting days and days, and we're not sure if it's going to work or not. But we've proven that it has worked in the 5 minute. So yeah, we could be a little bit sandwiched. To be fair, I think we could come up here, couldn't we, for a retest and then potentially a sell. But the time we come up here over a period of time, we'll then create a new box below. So we could come up down to the new box. So it's constantly always scanning the market. It's really cool. Come to the, that's the price action one. That's fine. Is this the, yeah, this is the bot. So it scans the market state. So it gives us a time, the price, what positions it has open. We've got a buy currently. We've got an SLTP, that's fine, and we've got active zones, and these are based on RSI. Okay, so when we are overstretched on, let me show you. This might make more sense actually. So we come here. So we can have toggles where we have different RSI lengths. So on the 7 RSI, using, we've got like the default of 14. That's the standard, but we're looking at the 7, the 14, the 21, and the 28. So it's using 4 different time frames for the RSI, and we have like an overlap of that data. It'll then say, well, okay, we've had an overlap. We should be oversold now because we've been oversold on all those 4 time frames. So then it gives us a demand. So if we're oversold, we were oversold here. Here. Okay, so we come down, and what it's doing, it's looking left all the time, and it looks at that, and we were oversold on those 4 time frames around here, and so therefore, it knows that was pretty decent. No, we had a reaction here, so it's come up. And the logic is for what we need to do is wait for a new candle. So what we should have is like a sell opportunity here, and what it's looking for, we need a new candle below in order for it to sell. And that's the logic. And likewise, when we're in this green zone, these two green lines, we need to have a candle in it before it buys. But it wouldn't buy below because we'd have mitigated it. And so that's it. So one thing we could do is have these filled, but I quite like them not filled because we want to see the price action, because currently it would obscure the candles because we're in this green area. And so that's one thing we could do, but I think for clarity we just want to keep it quite clear. Okay, so that's just a really quick video, I suppose. It doesn't really need to be too long. You know how it works. It's using this sophisticated multi-time frame for overbought, for oversold, and it's all quite cool, really. And this updates every well, if you've got it at the 5-minute time frame, it will update every 5 minutes. If you've got it updated to the hourly, it will then update every hour. So it's just quite self-explanatory. And we need a slightly wider SL as well. This one thing might be worth talking about is that if we have an SL based on the volatility, we could easily get stopped out. Now, I think perhaps what we want to do is widen the stop, have a fixed SL to cater for this kind of stuff, and a TP based on the current volatility. The reason for having a wider stop is that we do see these zones getting mitigated because it is the M5 chart. Okay, so we just want a slightly wider stop. So for example here, $3.50 would have been okay, it would have sufficed. But currently what we've got a $5 to really give it a safety net. But you know, if we break it, that's fine. It's not gonna blow our accounts or anything like that because we're using like sensible sizes. So we have a break of that $5. It's not really going to be a big deal, but that should be wide enough to cater for this. And that's it, I think. So if you've got any questions, let me know. If you want to get access to the bot, there is there's like a link in that channel in Telegram how to get access. And also what I'll do is I'll simply provide you the information in this YouTube video below, and you can see how to do it. But essentially just create an account at FX Blue, and then you're gonna download the receiver EA, and then you'll receive these signals. But you need to let me know your FX Blue ID so I can add you. Okay, and that's it really. And there's one thing you might need to do in your EA setting for the receiver. You need to toggle minimum size, because currently it'll just take the size that it thinks, but you need to put it to the minimum size, which is 0.01. So that's what you may need to do on the EA, and there's just like a little checkbox that you need to enable, and then you'll copy the signals. By default, it's going to take whatever size this bot uses, but you want to put it to the minimum for your own safety, because what we might do at some point, we may have lot size based on the count, and you might not have that size account. I don't know. You could have, but I don't know. So that could vary. That could go up a lot, and so our sizes would increase, and so it's going to impact you. So what you probably want to do is have a fixed static minimum or maximum of 0.01 or whatever you're comfortable with, and then we'll see how we go. So the plan for next week is for me not to do any tweaking at all, because we want to see solid results, and if I tweak something, it's going to ruin the test. And then I think the following week after is that I'm going to look at the spreadsheet, and I'm going to try and make it a little bit more user interface friendly, and we might be looking at some kind of console where we have like a click, and then it will have data present to us upon a click, because currently in the spreadsheet we have to navigate through lots of tabs, and it can take time. What I want to do is have like a welcome page where you can just click and it will present that data like a console almost. That's going to be the next project in 2 weeks' time. And so that's it. So if you've got any questions, let me know, like I say. And if you want to get access, you'll have to sub to the bot tier at Patreon, which is only $10 a month, which is pretty much a bargain. You can also, you don't have to take these for like live trade ideas. You can just simply look at it for, to accompany your own analysis. And so if you've got a bullish bias and we've created a demand, and that signals a buy, that's going to give you like a tick in the box for you. And likewise, if you've got a bearish bias, we come up here and then it creates a sell. That could be good for you as well, and that'll give you that extra confidence about the sell. And the cool thing is, it's going to be quite risk averse. It's not going to be very risky because it's such a small area to work with. If we break that, it's not really going to break your bank, is it? At all. It's a very small area that it could work. We've seen it did have a reaction, so we'll have to wait and see. And if you trade that zone and it breaks, it's not really going to do too much damage, is it really, to be honest? So you could set pending orders as well. And so that's it. So I'll wrap up now, and any questions, let me know. And I wish you a great weekend. And don't forget the COT data will be delayed because it was Independence Day, the 4th of July celebrations yesterday. Morning, guys. So I'm not sure if you are aware, but we have a ability for you to join for free at QDB, and you can unlock Discord in its entirety and all those channels and the bank forecasts and our community trade setups, the robots, and you can also have me as well for support if you need, and also the spreadsheet as well. And the spreadsheet is enormous and it's really, really powerful. And it's even got a thing where it's got predictive sentiment in the spreadsheet now. So it can predict the future, pending that the crowd hold, of course. They may not hold. If they flip-flop, it's not ideal. But if they hold, then we can predict what they're going to do, which is really cool because we have a thing called the future bubbles. So if you were interested in unlocking all of that stuff, you create an account, IC Markets, and what you'll need to do is just simply click the link. It's campaign for 55485, and you'll come here, and it'll store a little cookie on your computer to say that you've used that URL, and then you just simply say, you fill in the information and you say, I'd like to join. Hi, I would like to join campaign. If I can spell it, 55485, and can you merge my live account with this campaign ID, if I can spell it. And then that's it. Then you'll fill in the information. Obviously it did ask for the name, but that's obvious. You will fill that in, and then you'll speak to the AI bot, and then you'll type that in, and then that will get the ball rolling. And so let me know once you've done this, once you've funded your account, and then I'll send you the sheet and give you Discord unlock. But I will need to see activity on that account. You can't just have live funds in there and not use it. Okay, so just a quick plug there for IC Markets, and it is without a doubt the best broker I've ever used, and you can see that is absolutely insane as well. 200,000 happy active clients, and the support is fantastic. I've never had any issues whatsoever with their support. The sign up is easy, and the withdrawals are easy as well, because it has PayPal and various schemes as well, credit card, debit card, Skrill, Apple Pay, and that's it. So it's an option, and all you're going to just simply do is just tell them that you want to join the campaign ID 55485, and whether or not you can merge my live account or your live account with this campaign ID, and then they'll say, yep, I'll put you through to a human, and then you may have to repeat that, and then they'll say, oh, can you email this address, and then you'll email that address, and then they'll have a record of your account officially wanting to merge with this campaign 55485. Okay, just a quick one there if you were interested in unlocking all the stuff that we provide for free. Okay.